What's up, everybody? Markets are doing their work to get this breaking out to the upside. We got some incredible charts we have to share with you today. We got the community here. If you are in the room right now, throw a 1 in chat. Let's get the community popping before the stream goes live. And as people roll in, let's get some music pumping because the market is.
Altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump. Altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump. Altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump. Altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on foolish out there. It's not our fault. Blame the cult. It's the political cowards. When it comes to gas, I purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping. Altcoins, pumping.
Look at Bitcoin breaking through that 71.3. We're going to be talking about these charts, these levels. Everybody hit that like button. We got some good things to talk about today.
Bitcoin, altcoins, I've been preparing for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role.
Bitcoin, altcoin,
We are hearing from clients around the world.
can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin,
We are hearing from clients around the world.
Man, we've been waiting for this. Feels like forever, but it's only been a few days of consolidation. But this market's starting to break out. Let's get to it. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. We got the true OGs in the room right now. Before this even goes, let's get it. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Bitcoin is doing it right now. Currently, we have to watch out for a little bit of a pullback here if it's just a little bit of a fake out. But currently, if we zoom out, I'm going to delete that. We are breaking through this trend line that we have had established since all the way back here, March 11th, March 12th, basically about the middle of March. We came up here, tested it again. We came up here, tested it again. But what do you notice different? There's something major different. When this tested here, this fell to a new low. But even within this new low, we formulated an inverted head and shoulders. And then as this pushed up and came back down and around, then we formed a larger inverted head and shoulders, telling us the intention of the market was to push to the upside. The narrative from the bulls, the underlying bulls, was defending levels. Bears are trying to bring it down. The bulls are saying, I don't know what you're talking about. So when we zoom in on this and break this down on this 1 hour time frame, this is a 4-hour chart actually, we can see this broke out of this symmetrical triangle, came down, tested this a few times, launched it back up, had a little bit of hesitation here. And I shared this morning. I had this posted, this whole stream was posted. The graphic was done. The title was done a couple hours ago. And now we're seeing the realization of this pump to the upside. So if you are in this community, you are following some of the best information in the crypto ecosystem. So shout out to you for being here. Shout out to you for being not only part of this community, but being ahead of the herd. But this is beautiful. If we come back over to this right here, I just want to show, this is kind of one of the things I was talking about. I shared a short on this on BitLab YouTube earlier today as well. But this is what we want to see, that monthly setup. The weekly setup. This is, basically the ETF approval here, the launch here, right? So we had the launch and we had the sell-off into the nice pump to the upside. This is that $74,000 top. And this is that whole thing, looking at it from a weekly basis, but we have this roundingness coming right back up into this level. And then we look at the daily, and on the smaller over here, this right here is this zoomed in on the daily. This is why you look at multiple time frames, because the multiple time frames give you that clarity of vision, that clarity of narrative when you're trying to understand what's going on. So we can see right here that we have this multi-week base, multi-month base here, multi-week base here. And we came right up into it, and we were talking about this. If we come to this is a tweet I posted this morning at 8:30 a.m. And as you can see right here, this had not come down to this zone. I had this identified, 70,455. We look at this on how it actually played out. Look at this wick. It's as if I have chart vision or something. Look at this. This is kind of where I posted, and we see the price action did tap this and then push up to the upside. So we are looking beautifully right now. Again, remember, when you're so frustrated, look at these larger time frames, into the midterm time frames, into the smaller time frames. And when they're lining up like this, that's when you have the best opportunity. So let's come back over here to, that's not what I want to look at, CoinMarketCap, coinmarketcap.com. Let's go to watch list. And we can see we're at 2.64, but back above $2.6 trillion. What level do you think this market cap's going to get? Are you all, let me know in the live comments right now. If you're watching later, comment down below. Do you think the total market cap, when we get near the market cycle top, do you think we're going to be in the 3 to 5 range? Let's actually not say 3 because we're almost in the 3 range, right? Do you think we're going to be in the 5 range? Do you think we're going to be up there in the 7 range? Do you think we're going to be in the $10 trillion range or above? Let me know what you think. Alexander G says 7. I thought it said 7.8, but 7 to 8 trillion. I could see that. But Bitcoin, look at this, 71.4. Ethereum still under 4,000. When this starts getting going, that will start to rip very quickly, I believe. But remember, we now have the Ethereum ETF approval, so we still have another catalyst when it's actually launched. And whether or not that's going to be identified ahead of time or if it just gets thrown on us, that will have 2 different impacts on the market. But all in all, for the bull market, we're in a very good position. BNB breaking to new highs. Solana up here back at 174. XRP still at 52 cents, 53 cents. Cardano still down here under 50 cents. Avalanche 36. Chainlink 17. Polkadot 7. Near, I had a great conversation with Near's team earlier today. We might have some cool things coming in that regard. We'll let you know as that develops. But the market's looking good. What are we looking at for biggest losers? ORNJ is actually on my watch list, up 14%. That's great because that one's getting bleeding in my portfolio. But you know, longer midterm hold as that BRC20 narrative starts to develop. Stacks had a nice move overnight, and also this whole last week up 16%. Orti's up 9%. BitTensor is up. I'm actually going to be doing a video on BitTensor here very soon. Mint Layer up 6%. But where are our losers? Alex Labs down another 17%. It's another coin I hold in there that's been bleeding in my portfolio, but I'm not too worried about it because I have a small allocation. And when that narrative does pump, because this has such a small market cap, only $70 million, this will start to move when that narrative does start to pump off. TIA, there's a pretty big split there between -17 to -3. TIA is only down 3%. I think a lot of these coins will start to turn around. Ondo's been pumping. See, up 16%. So it makes sense if we're getting a little bit of a cool off at the moment. So when we're talking about what's going on and we see these macro, midterm, and smaller time frames set up for the bulls, we cannot help but be anything but bullish. And I've talked about this. I outlined this on my Twitter this morning, the levels I was watching. So the next thing we're looking for, if we can hold above and not fall back down below the 71,300, which is this line right here. I have it identified right here on the tweet as well. If we can maintain this, the next target up here is $74,803. We're going to get back into the charts here in a moment, but we got 55 people in the room. Every single one of you, I hope you would hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. And by the way, if you are new here, my name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab Academy stream. We try to bring you tools, resources, unbiased views, and analysis on the market to help make sure that you can navigate this for what's best for your portfolio. I share what's going on with my portfolio. I share with the moves I'm making. I do a lot more of it in the Discord, but I talk about it a lot here on the YouTube as well, because I want to make sure all of you win. So coming back over to, let's go through some of these and we're going to get back into the charts. You see, this was yesterday, not June so far. Yesterday, over 12,500 Bitcoin were bought through the ETFs. We also, let's actually delete these as I go so I don't go back to them. This actually went up since then, but BlackRock 275, Fidelity 379, ARK 139. If we look at this on the Bitcoin strategy platform and we come over here to the ETF tracker, we can see right here, look at this. I mean, 12,536 Bitcoin purchase. BlackRock alone got almost 3,900 Bitcoin in one day. And we can see this outlined. This is all the ETFs, positive and negative flows. especially when we had that big capital rotation from Grayscale. We had a little bit of these sell-off points, but look at this absolute appetite in the market. This is what we want to see right now, and it all lines up with this multi-time frame bullish setup. We are in the most bullish setup we've had in the history of Bitcoin, and this is just exciting. Buying pressure as a TradFi foundation weakens. It is as if people are starting to see Bitcoin as a necessary hedge. And we saw all those people in Q1, all those institutions, as I say, aping in at the front of the pack before they had the data that it's okay to do it. They were bold. They were courageous. They went out there, they saw this asset. And now people that were on the fence about it, now we get that second wave in Q2, which we'll start getting information about that in a couple of weeks after the end of June. Q2 wraps up. Are we going to see another huge onslaught of new institutional investors? We'll have to see. Maybe it happens this quarter. Maybe there's a breather, sort of soft quarter now. Maybe we get another huge uptick in Q3, but either way, that path has been carved. This is a beautiful setup. Now, what I put here, buying pressure and appetite, stacking an incredible bull foundation for the future, especially to those that are already in. If you're already in, hit that like button because you guys are so far ahead of the pack. And this is what I was talking about a second ago. Consider the roughly 1,000 institutions that stacked Bitcoin in Q1. Now that everyone knows the coast is clear and it isn't taboo, what happens in Q2 and beyond? These are the dominoes falling into just mass buying pressure. I was retweeting this right here. BlackRock bought $3,900 yesterday. Do you see what's happening? This type of buying pressure is what we need. If you're wondering why we're not going absolutely parabolic right now, is because if we had this type of buying pressure back here, these things would have gone 630,000% in one cycle. The market cap is so much larger. There's so much more liquidity in Bitcoin now that it's like trying to turn a toy car, which is 2012. You can just turn it with your fingertips. 2016 is trying to turn a bicycle or maybe a small car. 2020 is trying to turn a bus. And now is trying to turn a cruise ship, meaning it takes so much more monetary energy. So this kind of numbers, as high as that feels, how come Bitcoin isn't just absolutely going parabolic at this current moment? It's because we're at the start of that base. We're at the start of that parabola. It just doesn't feel like it because it becomes more and more exponential. We're going to have some charts on that here in a moment. In fact, it's going to be right here. This is from Mr. Kevin Svensson himself. And this is that chart that we've been sharing on here, which he's been posting since back here, I believe, in base 2, which would have been with the price right here. This is when the price was 25,000. We have this established sort of parabolic, midterm parabolic uptrend. And we're testing. Now, the question is going to be, if this is a base 4, if we are to go higher, we need to look to the future so we don't get caught in a trap once we're there. And what he's outlining here is this is the RSI, the relative strength index. We have a base level of support here where the RSI is coming down and finding support. But I want you to pay attention right here to this top on this RSI. This is relative to this top that we just had at $74,000. We had the pullback. Great. We had the pullback. Where did it find support? Right on the trend line. The RSI. I'm not even talking about the price. The RSI. Now, on this next move up, if we do break up to 74,000, we have a little consolidation. We do continue on all the way up to 88, all the way up to 90, all the way up to 94. Doesn't matter, anywhere in that region. If we see wherever that point is, even if it's beyond 100,000, doesn't matter where the point is. My point is, when the price gets up here and we do see it starting to turn around, we have a rebound and the next high is a lower high, we want to look down where the RSI is relative to the previous high, because right here, this is how high the RSI got. So when we see this pushing up and we're trying to figure out, are we about to have sort of mid-cycle correction like we see in every bull market? Then what we'll see, what we'll want to look for is if we have a lower high on the RSI, but we have the price action pushing a much higher high here, this tells us we'll likely get a move down, maybe even down to test where this previous high was. It doesn't have to, but it's a good level to look to. But things are looking beautiful right now. And this target, we've done this. Let's see what's going on. Let's look into the liquidation levels right now. And then we're going to dive back into the TA talk about what's going on here. So let's zoom in here, boom, like this. Now I do want to point, the reason why I zoomed so far below is because you see all of this down here. People don't even want to consider 66,000 right now. Am I trying to take the wind out of your sails? No, I'm trying to make sure that you can make money in this market. And as bullish as I am looking at this breaking up, pushing up right now, it doesn't outweigh the possibility of a washout that scares everybody. Think about everything going on globally, geopolitically, and wars and all the banks, the 62, 63 bank potential failures. There's a lot that could go on that could send this down rather quickly. So I'm just saying, keep an eye on that. Now that I've said keep an eye on it, let's forget it for a moment. Let's be bulls. Let's be bulls. I ain't scared. Scared money don't make no money, right? So let's look at the bullish case here, because I am bullish what's going on right now. Because when you look at this, when you're on the smaller time frame, this is on the 12-hour liquidation chart, we see this has kind of moved up and cleared this liquidity, moved up, cleared this liquidity, moved up, cleared this liquidity. And so as we're sitting right here, the 71.7, holy moly, look at this tranche of liquidity that's directly above us at that 72,000 mark. Now, this is important for two reasons. 72,000, this is actually 72,125, but see how it's 72,000 up to about 72.2. This grouping of potential liquidity, liquidations that could be basically cleared, says price action likely will get sucked into this. However, when we look at this, the target was 74,000. So remember, there's a lot of times that there can be a target, and the market makers know that everybody's seeing that target. And then, so they get the price to go in that direction. They get people to start committing long, basically long leverage. And then they reverse it and come back down. And basically what I've talked about a lot on this channel, which is coming up, getting that whipsaw effect, and then basically resolving in that continuation of the bullish trend. This is very likely because of how contentious the price is right now, because more and more people, and more importantly, more and more institutions are starting to become aware that this is the best asset in the history of the world. So we have to pay attention. As bullish as this is that we are breaking out of this descending level of resistance right here, we're slicing into, let's go ahead and delete these, slicing into this order block that's right here, printed from back here, April 8th. This red block right here means a lot of liquidity interest. Look at the price point on the right. Look at that price point. What is that? 72. We have a lot of stuff. So not only did the liquidation heat map show us the 72, the price action itself based on order books, based on the amount of orders and size of orders that was going into order books, identifying a key level, which is this zone right here, this 71.9 up to 72.7, which is perfectly in line with where there's a lot of potential liquidations as well, suggests to me that it's not only bull because we broke this line. More often than not, you get price action go up, and everybody gets so excited. I don't want to miss it. And then it comes down and loses this, but a wee little fraction. People get scared, and they either get liquidated because they're too high leverage, or now they think they made the wrong decision. So then they get out, and then the market moves. This is a highly contested area before the market absolutely melts your face. Do not make impulsive decisions right now. If you want to take a buy and have at least a multi-week or multi-month plan for that. Because if you're just jumping in right now and you're going to be triggered by a small volatility in the opposite direction in this moment, this is the trap zone where we're at right now. So yes, we broke through this line. Yes, we have a target up here at $74,800. This is ultimately the target, but we also have this order block and the liquidity that's sitting just above us. So let's be a little cautious. You want to be cautiously optimistic right now. Let's see everybody in the live chat right now, 100 people in the room. I want to see everybody drop if you're a BitLab member, drop some emojis in there, drop some bullish, drop some booms, drop them all, because we have been waiting for this price to start doing something exciting. Although it has done this is more exciting to me than this is, because all of this movement here, even though that's not a small move, that's a 17% move. as exciting as this is still under the auspices of the downtrend level of resistance. Now, one could argue, although that we have broken out on the 1 hour candle, see, we still have 12 minutes left. We have broken out above this. There's nothing confirmed about this move. This is exciting because the possibility is here that we're about to make a mega pump in the next hour, in the next 2 hours. It could start feasibly. But as you see on this 1 hour candle, we have moved up. Currently, the bears are trying to bring it down. If they can close this below this line, that's not necessarily, it's not a terrible thing, but it's not great for the bulls in the immediate near term. So as we sit here, right here, with this happening, we have to be very cautious about what's going on and what our actions are within this. And by the way, anybody, I do have, there's a link in the top, pinned tweet in the top, pinned link, pinned comment in the top of the live chat. I would be honored if you come and join us in the BitLab Academy. I kept that deal up because I love you guys. It's 15 days free for BitLab Academy. And you also get locked into a lower price for the life of your account. I mean, doesn't hurt anything. You can cancel anytime. Sign up right there with that link. It's lab.bitlabacademy.com/Kelly. Just wanted to shout that out. Now, coming back over here. This is looking good. Stair step. Up, retrace. Up. One could argue on a Elliott wave theory, which is 5 waves. You could have essentially a 1, 2, 3. Something got in the way of my mouse. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be a 5 wave, but it also could be something like 1, 2, 3. A larger pullback somewhere back in here, and then the 5. But this is just looking a little unclear until we get the 1 hour closed. We also get the 4 hour closed. And ultimately, what we'd really like to see is not only just have it closed above, we'd like to see the price action push up and actually sit up here for a second, come back and test this line. That scares the shit out of people, but you want that. You want the signals. Test the line and then go, because then you've confirmed the SR flip, which is a support resistance flip. This is currently resistance where things have been rejected off of, right? We want to see the bulls push through this, but then also, okay, they push through it, but will they defend the area? That's essentially what you're looking for. Price action push through, defend the area, continue. But now let's go ahead and look at what's going on with Ethereum. Ethereum is coiling into this giant triangle here on the 1 hour, coiling. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Now you could argue, I would not say, yeah, it is a bit of a bull flag, bull pennant. I'm going to measure this 2 different ways. I'm going to measure this like this, and then I'm also going to measure this like this because this also could be a symmetrical triangle. And we want to be a little more conservative right now rather than just looking at a moonshot target. It's, you know, $4,500 right out of this, because you see how long this is versus this flagpole. It looks more to me like a symmetrical triangle. So on that note, do you see what I didn't even mean for that to happen. That's the measurement. The breakout on this at the end, the target, look at that. It goes right to 4,086. I don't know what that line is. Let's zoom out. Let's look. Oh, was this the recent high that we had back in March? Sure was. So the breakout target on Ethereum, if it breaks bullish, is the previous high of this range in the in the near term. If we can take that out, then I think we'll really start making some headway. Of course, we were prepared for this if this were to happen. It's not out of the cards yet. So let's go over to like the 4 hour. Let's look at this on the 4 hour. And we can see on the 4 hour, there's still not a lot of money flow. In fact, there's flip negative, but it's not active. That's why it's gray. Stochastics are up, VWAP's down. There's mixed signals right now, and this is probably because there's some focus on Bitcoin at the moment. But if this is able to start working its way up, it's not going to go up like this, just straight up to here. You have to pay attention to the fact that if this does break out, it likely will find some resistance, chop in here in this zone, basically do that SR flip on this trend line right there, and then start to make the move. So be careful with moves in both directions. Do not get chopped out right now before the biggest pump of the last few years. I mean, these God candles are coming. We got 127 people in the room, every single one of you. I hope you've hit that subscribe button. You hit the like button and you ding the bell. Let's go ahead and look at a couple other things on here. Wanted to look at Link is a little precarious right now. Because on the one hand, if you delete this, on the one hand, you have this falling channel here. It's almost a falling wedge, which, you know, is bullish in the outcome. But as this develops, there's bearish price action that has to take place to really fulfill this pattern, which should be coming down, testing back down, basically this line. But we have this intersection of this this zone that we drew, which is down here in the low 17s. So if we do come down here, let's not lose our mind. This is probably an opportunity, great buying opportunity before the move to the upside. On the flip side of that, we also have this sort of bearishness right here, where you have this point to this point, and then you drag this out, and you see the price action broke below this. You see how this actually bounced on it first, bounced on it, and then fell through, created this trend line now. But now look where it found resistance, right on this trend line. So there is a little bit of confusion, it feels like, in Chainlink right now. If we do get the opportunity down here in the low 17s, I'm taking it. If we're able to break out from here, we're essentially we need to watch this previous high, 1860. If we're able to just take that out, we're probably taking these range highs. But I'm watching for this to push up, have a little bit of a chop, potential another test on this, and then continuation up. But we got to watch that 1860, and then also the tops here at about $19. Let's look at a couple others. I brought this up on the Discover Crypto show. I was just doing the TA over there. Let's put this right here. Alts. It's not actually alts. It's just a chart that I'm using that doesn't have my other stuff on it. So Bitcoin, where's we at? The index, crypto cap, BTC, Bitstamp. There we go. Now I want to add, just to give you guys a little bit of perspective here. Let's go to the 3-day. I want you to notice this because everybody's wondering why the alts aren't moving. This is the total 3. Total 3 is the entire crypto market cap, subtracting Bitcoin, subtracting Ethereum. So it's all those alts that you hold. See how Bitcoin it ran first, and then you see this? It's like this is already going way up. There's divergence here while this is going up, and at the same time, the altcoins are going sideways. You see this? Slight angle, but the Bitcoin price runs first, the risk is on, and then you get this follow-on parabola where you get huge gains as well. Similarly, we've seen this even right here where this started pushing up. The altcoin market was still not convinced. And then it started moving up after this dip from 25 down to whatever this was here before the move up. The point here is when you're holding all those different alts, when you're looking at everything going on in your portfolio and you're wondering why you're not getting those 30%, 80%, 300%, 500% gains that people told you or you told yourself was going to happen when you got into crypto and you got these alts and you're going to be rich because you bought this coin and an influencer told you about it. Doesn't work like that. You got to have conviction. You got to have patience. You have to keep your wits about you and stack into things that really make sense. Stack into things that you see the narrative is going there. RWA is a narrative that we've been talking about for some time. Ondo, we're up $5,000 on, $5,200 on Ondo. Near up 4,800. Okay, down on Polygon, but I'm not worried about it. Polygon Matic is going to have its move. Avalanche is kind of sitting stagnant, up about 143. Down on Injective, okay. Kind of aped in a little late on that one. Polkadot down just a touch, but I'm very, very bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem. In fact, I'm going to be making some videos on some other projects within the Polkadot ecosystem because they're doing a lot to get their name out there. They're doing a lot. You can see, and if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you head over to bitlabacademy.com. If you are a member, by the way, I just shout this out, head over here to the community page. If you're a BitLab YouTube member, I basically shared, the member stream in here. You can go and watch this. I'm surprised how many people are members I know people aren't watching it because there'll be like 9 views on it. It's like, what the hell am I doing it for you guys then? If you're not watching, let's look at the alpha that's being shared. But what I wanted to talk about is that Polkadot video right here. I really broke down what's going on in the ecosystem and did a lot of price action at the end on the macro. But I want to break down some of the, there's so many different assets in the Polkadot ecosystem. I want to highlight to you guys and break down a little deeper and give you some more context, like BitTensor and HydraDex and Moonbeam. There's quite a few, and identifying that. Shout out to the Alexander G. And you know what? Special shout out to Alexander G, because she always does all the time codes on these videos. She watches them back again a second time, gets the time codes out. She helps in the Discord. Everybody throw up some emojis, throw up something positive in the live chat right now for Alexander G and all the help she provides on a daily basis out of just the love and kindness of her heart for this community. I love you. I appreciate you, Alexander G. Queen mod in the space. So things are looking good on this market. We see this appetite coming up. We come up back over here. We see these key levels. Let's go to, where's the dashboard? Dashboard right here. We see this dashboard right here. We see this level that everybody was so worried about, and I told you about for weeks and months on end before it happened. Watch for a retest of the short-term holder cost basis. Look at that perfect retest. Why am I looking to that? Because look, previous cycle. Price action, positive spread, retest short-term holder cost basis. Positive spread, retest, 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 all the way up. And the next cycle, this one was just a moonshot, right? COVID shutdown. But then look, retest, retest, and then up. We're actually getting a lot of retests here, which is it's actually more healthy than we've seen in the last cycle. This is one of the reasons why you hear a lot of analysts suggesting that there's a good possibility that we are more likely to this cycle here, 2017, right, than we were 2016 into 2017, than we are in this one, which had very interesting. Remember, this had a lot of money printing, basically the economic stimulus that happened from the world shutdown. So this was a very weird cycle. That doesn't mean this cycle can't be like that also, but things are looking bullish ultimately. I mean, in ways that, it just feels so good to have this market and see the institutional adoption. Do not be the last person getting in after institutions. Now, on a little bit of a risk management side, we have to look to this chart. Liquidation levels. Where do you see this bar? It's very high. It's that windshield wiper method, right? It goes up, comes down, goes up, goes down. That oscillation is the market, people trading. Shout out to Ethan Smith, by the way, says, Kelly, I need to know if your dad bought you that beer. Yes, he did, sir. Thank you for that super chat while I was there in Houston. But seeing this right here with the price action where it is, you're seeing the amount of liquidity above us, liquidation levels, and how much is below us. This has gotten very high. Not only has it gotten high, let's turn on our max liquidity here. Turn that on. Come back over here. And by the way, you guys don't need all these tools. All these tools are fantastic. I use them on a daily basis. But you also can tune in here. You can tune in to Discover Crypto as well. Josh breaks these down. You could be in the Discord where we're sharing all this information and keeping people up to date so you can utilize the resources that you have. In this case, you got me. I want to bring you this kind of information. But this is very high, and we see the delta here is now up here at $12 billion. This is spelling a likely indication that we may get a move to the downside, a test, if you will. Now, is this going to go all the way down into the 66K region? Maybe, but it might just be a test back down, somewhere in this level, and let some of this open interest in the delta spread sort of subside. If we come over here to, let's go to velodata.app. We can see this aggregated open interest, huge amount of open interest. And we also have, what is this? A positive premium. What the hell is Kelly talking about? Positive premium, meaning green, shown in green, means more people are taking longs on leverage and derivatives than shorts. If everybody's betting long, it has to cost some money to mitigate everybody from going long. So when you see this, you're seeing that there's more longs happening and this open interest is rising. This is not healthy. We don't really necessarily want to see this. We may be due for a little bit of a shakeout to bring this open interest back down, flush out some people. And I hate to say it, that's why when we come over here and we look at this chart right here, we see, let's go, liquidations right here, liquidation. We need to see this flip green and that's not a good thing. That means that longs are getting liquidated. We need that data. We need this to be a lot healthier because think about it. An exchange can't afford to pay 17,000 people or 100,000 people leverage 20x, 30x, 50x long on the perfect breakout. How the hell are they going to get paid? That's like the entire market winning the lottery. This is why you get those oscillations. This is why the market incentivizes if everybody's going long. This means if you go short, and I'm not saying to go short, I'm saying this is how the mechanism works. If you go long on leverage, the fee you're paying is going to people going short. So people are incentivized to bring balance into the market so it doesn't just go, just get completely, everybody just gets completely liquidated on these exchange operations. Now, when we come back over to, I mean, look at how beautiful this is. I mean, let's just take a look at the beauty. Now we're getting that slow, quiet Barry White voice. We're just going to take a look. Just going to take a look here at the beauty of the Bitcoin cycle. I'm getting like 727 emails right now. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's okay. This is just, I mean, look at these moves. I mean, you see this size comparatively to this size. This is what we're about to look at here. Like where we're at right now, this is this. Do you guys realize that? This move right here is this. You see how much bigger this is? Similarly, you can't even see the previous high here. That same move we're in right now is like here. So what's coming, so long as you have the character and the fortitude to hold on. I mean, look at this. Now we got this massive inverted head and shoulders here. The target on that, let's see, comes out like this. Measure this to the upside. Target on this is up here at $85,000, $86,000. That's what we're looking at, so long as we can hold on and make sure that we are trading smart. We talked about this at the beginning of the week. We talked about this, I think, sometime last, it must have been the beginning of the week. Massive bull flag. We had the pennant right in here. We were calling this as it was happening. Now, the target on this is ultimately freaking all the way up here at $1,293. So let's get a more manageable target. You can take a measurement right here on this pennant, measure this right here, go like this, and we can see we've already almost fulfilled this sort of interim target, this more conservative zone, but we broke past previous all-time highs. This is great. One of the largest market cap coins. Remember, when we're looking at the market, we can't just look at the things we want to look at. So we come over here, what is it? BNB, number 4, $103 billion. Solana has an opportunity to potentially pass it if they still get another big narrative push, but it's sitting there at 80 billion. XRP all the way down at 29 billion. Toncoin, 17 billion. Cardano, remember, I just want to remind you guys, as excited as you are to look at price and the levels and the targets and what's the setup, yeah, if you don't understand the basics of why you need to see the market cap and understand the market cap and circulating supply, these two things are two of the most important things you need to look at when you're looking at coins. It doesn't freaking matter if Toncoin is $7 and Cardano is 46, because you can also see, look, Dogecoin is 16 cents. And this is above Toncoin. You see this? The price doesn't matter when you're thinking about the strength of the asset. The price is a function of dividing the market cap. So in this case, Dogecoin is 23 billion. Divide this by 144 billion. That's how you get the price. Now, why does Toncoin cost more? because here's your the market cap, 17 billion, but look at how much fewer coins there are. If you don't understand that basic mechanism, you are going to get lost in this market because you're going to buy stuff because, oh, that's cheap. The price never tells you if it's cheap. The data does. The price structure on the charts tells you, and also looking at all the other things, DeFi Llama. And so I kind of went over that on that. If you come over here, if you're a BitLab member on YouTube, come to community. It's posted there. If you're a BitLab member in the Discord, it's shared in here. You can go and actually I'll repost this. I don't think I ever put it. Okay, crypto market. There we go. Copy. It's there. I'm posting this stuff for you guys, but I'll put this in the rewatch streams area also. This is BitLab members. Where's rewatch streams? Boom. There. Yeah. Wait, is this right? Crypto. I'll have to delete that. I'll fix that later. But it's in that member stream area. I love you guys. I got to run because I got some things I'm working on for the back end for getting some stuff. I got a helper that I'm going to have focused specifically on some of the customer communications so I can get back to making all that content and more course content and work on doing some things with the indicators and more materials for you guys. Have you noticed the megaphone ETH is in from September 12th to October 12th? Or am I wrong? Let's look at it. Thank you for the super chat, Ethan. Megaphone, September 12th, you said? September 12th, you say. Let's go. Where's September? Talking about right here? Where the hell is September? So you're talking about right here. Is this what you're talking about? I wouldn't draw it like that. I draw it more like... That is very right. Look at that. A little bit of some bearishness here. Even if we push up into this zone, this does indicate that there is a bit of a bearish potential here on the chart. Sorry, I didn't have it the chart up, but that we do have a basically broadening wedge here, megaphone. But because of ETF approval, we did get this move up. I wouldn't discount still testing back down into here. Remember also, if we get that move on Bitcoin down to 66, if something that happens to make that happen, Ethereum will likely have a move down into these zones as well. But once we start getting the ETF, not only the approval, but the deployment and the tradability of those, I think we still have a little bit of a speculative move on that. So I wouldn't discount still. Remember, we have this large impulse, bit of almost a Bart Simpson pattern. You know, when you see this, if this does move down, that's why I had these targets down there identifying what I'd be watching if this did come down. But that's all I got for today, guys. I love you guys. The chart is showing. It's just a little bit delayed. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Every single one of you. Hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Ding the bell. And I just want to say special shout out to our channel sponsors. Our channel sponsors, Arculus. I just want to really encourage each and every single one of you to head over to getarculus.com if you haven't secured your crypto. If you want to have another mechanism to have the most secure crypto cold storage hard wallet out there, one tap, buy, sell, trade, store, and multi-factor authentication, PIN, biometrics, the card itself, and of course, remember your different security keys for your wallet that you do have also that this basically helps you basically access and tie into. But that's all I got. Make sure you use code LAB10, LAB10 for 10% off your Arculus. With that being said, you know what? Make sure you know how to read these markets. Watch this stream every day. Get involved with BitLab. The link is up there in the top of the pinned comment, lab.bitlabacademy.com/Kelly. The page looks like this. The link's about to be on the very last page of this. I hope you all have a wonderful day. This market is feeling good. Do not get chopped out before the biggest move of your life. Let's go. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for being here. Thank each and every one of you for being our friends. Hit that like button, sucker.